Good afternoon. Good evening, members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. How's everybody doing this evening? Hope everybody is doing good. For those who follow here on YouTube, those who follow Spiritual Encrypted Encounters on Facebook, and those who follow my short reel TikToks under HCS, how's everybody doing this evening? Hope everybody's doing great. Trying to get this lighting correct here. Trying to display my minerals in the background. Uh, but we do need a little bit of light in here. Hope everybody's having a good evening. As for me, this flies. Uh, I went to my VA appointment and everything was okay. Uh, Doctor was like, telling me I need to lose a little bit of weight. Even though I work out, I don't think I look bad for my age. Um, when you work out, muscle does way more than fat. So in saying that, maybe I might input a little bit of cardio. So doing some cardio in the mornings, maybe doing lives when I go exercise. Uh, that's what I used to do before. Uh, but I'm still letting my toe recuperate. So I still gotta get that knocked out of the way this coming month. Gotta go get a procedure done to correct my toe. Uh, but in saying that, hope everybody's is having a good evening tonight. So here we go. Let me see if I can hear it now. There we go. Just want to talk to you about certain things right now. I'm trying to see if I can get nearer, more viewers to come in before I talk. I just want to say that when I do go to the VA for my appointments, it's one of those things that you don't know how you're going to get treated when you go there. So it's kind of like I'm ready to knock out the appointments. I just don't know what to expect when I go to the appointments. So it's like I just sometimes you have to have your guards up. And I said like today I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave anything dealing with where I've been in the military. I left my cap back home, the shirts that I wear that are from the military have certain signs, symbols. I left that and I just went with a regular shirt without a cap, with anything. But the only thing that had military was my what do you call them? I can't remember the name of them. Of the shoes that I wear, but it says it's got the logo of U.S. Army on them. The Crocs. I got some Crocs. That's what they. That's the only thing I wear, and the reason I have to wear the Crocs is because, like I said, I've my toe. I need to get it fixed, and I got a procedure coming up this coming month. Uh, but everything went pretty good. Uh, but sometimes the just demonic forces, brothers and sisters, I'm just letting you know. Sometimes they go through people to send you a message. So the doctor there that seen me said a certain word to me dealing with the brain, and as soon as you said it, the way you said it, I felt uneasy about it spiritually. So I type bind and rebuke it in Jesus Christ, because I'm not letting any negativity into my mind, body, or soul, or heart. So I rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name. Sometimes that's what we're supposed to do. You know, it's kind of like a form of bad wishing towards you. You know, when somebody says something negative, uh, that they look at you and you can tell that it's like, yeah, it's the person, but the way they're looking at you, that there's something else within the person is sending the message to you, like threatening you. You know, this DDN or demonic spirits, they're threatening you uh, by wishing bad towards you. They're trying to say they're going to cause some chaos and havoc to your health, right? Because of the works that you do. That's why I rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name, and I'll be rebuking all throughout the day. You know, when somebody tries to say something negative towards me, especially it has to do with my health. You know, uh, it's like I didn't want to argue with a doctor, so I just agreed to whatever he said to me. Uh, Dealing with, you know, with with me, you know, being from my past from the military and stuff like that. But I didn't allow negativity to enter my mind. You know, I work out daily, stay active, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. While there's still breath in me, I'm going to continue to stay active. Today, I didn't work out today because they took out blood from arm, so I have to let the vein rest. The weather is good, Warrior, here in Texas. A lot of people on recovery from the effects of the tornado, you know, picking up branches, cutting trees down, and stuff like that. Uh, there's a lot of insurance claims that are being filed, uh, you know, because of the tornado caused a lot of damage here in Temple, Texas. But everything that's materialistic can be replaced, you know. What's more important is lives, you know. So you could lose your home, you could lose your vehicle, but so long you and your family members okay, that's what's more important, you know. Uh, I just found out today that my wife lost an uncle, he passed away today, you know. So I want to keep my wife and that's her side of the family, which is you know, in prayer. You know, he died of old age today. I guess he was going through a lot of physical ailments, but he passed away. So most likely we're gonna have to attend a funeral probably Friday and maybe a burial Saturday. We'll see uh, what she wants to do when that time comes. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. Let me see what time it is right now before I continue. Well, I've got 3 likes on here. Thank you for the likes, y'all. Appreciate y'all. It's barely 12:53. So maybe I jumped a little bit early, but it's all good. You know, I'm here with y'all. For those tuning in, we got Sister Real. We got Real MMA here. How you doing? Delina, how you doing? It's 11:53. Yes. Oh, so you're 1 hour behind. Probably some people it's an hour ahead or 2 hours ahead. Eastern time. Well, we're doing good. We really didn't get too much damage from the tornado on the side of town of the temple that I live in. I mean, we got some flood damage. Some people from the insurance are coming through tomorrow. Uh, it's just things that needs to be fixed on the house to prevent from flooding. You know, something we need to do. Just when it rains a lot, the backyard gets flooded pretty bad, which we have to think like trenches and open up. We have to open up the side gate just so the water can flow out. It's kind of like it's an incline, so the water comes down from other neighbors' houses into our yard. We have to open up the back gate in order for the water to go out and gush out. Um, but yeah, there's some insurance people coming in tomorrow. They're going to see any kind of damage from the storm. I mean, we'll see what happens. But yeah, so I was tonight's live feed is dealing with how to tell the enemy that's within. And what I mean by that, uh, sometimes is unseen forces. They can use people, regular people, uh, just to try to send a you could say like a like bad wishing towards you, or in a sense of way, it's kind of like trying to curse you uh, because they're saying something to you, and if you believe what they're telling you, then that can be a spiritual opening for you to get back. I went to a doctor's appointment today. He said a certain thing, you know, that I didn't agree with what he was saying to me. Uh, but the things that he was saying, was not good. So I didn't, how should I say, uh, continue what he was speaking of. I didn't allow it. I blocked it, and I rebuked it in Jesus Christ's name. Because when somebody's, even though he's a doctor, and he was trying to tell you something, and you can't believe what he's telling you, because it could be a spiritual opening for you to get sick. It's kind of like a form of, you could say, mind games that the demons play. They use people uh, to say something, send a message through them to you. Just like Jesus Christ uses his angels, or uses you to send a message to the people subscribing here spiritually to the encounters. And as I speak, sometimes the messages come out. But tonight, I'm just talking to you all about how, how sometimes people like doctors, priests, be anybody, can say something negative towards you, and if you believe what they're telling you, then it can affect you. Uh, You're not saying that it's them doing that, but sometimes they're used that way through the unseen forces that are around us. Uh, that's what they do. They use people that we know, people we deal with, to it's either two things. You know, some will come at you in a negative way because they're being used that way, and then some will come at you in a positive way. Smurfy is not really about the people. That's what I'm trying to say to you, Smurfy. It's not about the people. That's not what I'm speaking of. People are people. What I'm trying to say is, it's unseen forces, right, that can enter somebody you might know, whether it's a loved one or it's, for example, what happened to me today, a doctor. I ain't seen this doctor in a year, and the appointment I have is basically more like of a checkup. Make sure the medicines that I'm taking is working and stuff like that. But there were certain things that he said to me that I knew that. I've seen him numerous times. He's never spoken of anything that he spoke up to me to today, and I didn't accept the negativity because I felt that he was being used, right, to send something negative towards me. So I rebuked it in Jesus Christ's name, then myself. Uh, I felt that something entered him momentarily just to wish something bad towards me, and that's what I'm talking about. That is nothing dealing with, like for example, the doctor or your friends. It's just how this unseen forces work through people. It was just an appointment that I had. He said something that wasn't good, and said I've been with him over the years. That's the first time he said something that way, in which to me spiritually I felt that it wasn't him. There was something sending a message to me like wishing bad towards me. So I tried to rebuke through Jesus Christ the bad that he was trying to wish upon me. Which was whatever was within him. I'm just letting you know that that's how that sometimes the unseen forces work through people. Excuse me. Sometimes they work like this through people. So you have to be spiritually alert at all times, basically. Excuse me again. You have to be spiritually alert at all times. Doesn't matter if it's daytime, nighttime. You just have to be spiritually aware of the things that are happening around you. I'm speaking of this because this is something that happens to me all the time. When it's happened all my life, where people have come up against me in that form, in that way. Some have come up against me because that's what they practice, that's what they do, and I'm talking about like brujas, brujos, which is witches, warlocks. That they identify themselves to me, who they are, what they represent, whether you know, cults, witches, warlock convents, or whatever. They show me who they are, and those people. They're not in hiding. They just come at me spiritually. Ever since I was a kid, all the way up to now, and I fight against it spiritually. And then you have the moments where it's just a complete stranger. Sometimes an angel could be within that person to guide you in the right direction. Like for example, don't go that way, go this way. You go the opposite way that it's telling you, and you sensing that it's nothing bad because your senses didn't get triggered. So you follow those directions. Next thing you know, you find out that the way that you were going to, something happened. So in that sense of a way, the angels could work in that form. Even they can enter people to give you a message from a loved one that's in heaven. Or they can speak to you like it's them, letting something as in keep doing the good that you're doing. Or they'll let you know if to watch out for the path that you're going on. Kind of like spiritual guide. But in that form, that's what I'm talking about. How do you can see the enemy within is through your spiritual senses. Uh, that's how you're able to see. You got to be spiritually aware to understand, what you're dealing with. One of the things you do is you don't get mad. That's why you go into prayer. You say, "I bind and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name." So whatever's there trying to wish something bad upon you, you just leave it up to God. Right? That's what they do. Uh, they try to use, like your doctors, try to leave an imprint or something negative, just to see if you're gonna believe what the doctor is saying because they have the title of doctor. All I know is this: I have a lot of doctors that see me through the VA facility, and I still do my own thing. I'm a Timala Foundation. Uh, some shots that, that they want me to take, I haven't taken. Swine flu shot, anthrax shot, or COVID shot. I don't take none of that stuff. They always try to offer it to me, and I say no, no, thank you. Uh, but the only shot that I took, I think, was like a pneumonia shot or something like that. But besides that, I don't take any other kind of shots, even though there's a pandemic going on or anything like that. I maintain my faith with Jesus Christ. Man, I could share some stories with y'all, of these events that happened to me like this. Um, Same doctor that told me this, he was just showing me my history, the condition that I have. It went all the way back to when I was in the military, when from a certain accident that happened, and the certain doctors that I was seeing, and we're just naming the years. And then we forgot to mention that he was the one that initially changed my medicines to something else. I guess I don't know if he remembers or not, but the day that it happened, was I had already told him like numerous times that I needed my medicine changed to something else because the medicine I was on wasn't working. I was having the situation I was having, and he had to take an act of God. Right? So that day that I was there at that appointment, I think it was like in 2011. Uh, he was there. He already told me he wasn't going to change my medicines. I was telling him that the medicine wasn't working, that I was setting certain episodes. So I remember he's like, "How many fingers do you see?" He was moving his fingers real fast, and he was like smiling, laughing about it, and I was like hurting because like I was telling him the medicines wasn't working, so I was in a pretty bad situation where the episodes I was having were out of control, you know. And he kept on moving his fingers real fast, and he was smiling. And then he told me to squeeze his fingers. Uh, I squeezed his fingers, let go, and he said, "You can do better than that." And I squeezed his fingers, and that's all I remember. That's all I remember. Squeezing his fingers, and it's kind of like blacked out. I don't remember now. This is in 2011 when I came to. His fingers were bent all the way back. He was on his knees when I got my senses back, and he kept on yelling, uh, "Let me go, let me go!" And I was like in a daze. Like I kept on telling him the things wasn't meds I was on wasn't working, and he's like, and I asked him a question, how you doing? Cause I asked him, are you gonna help me? That's all I remember saying. This this is coming out of me blacking out, and he's yelling, yes, yes, yes. You know, he's like 6'5". And I just remember, like, it's kind of like I was waking up from a dream of some sort, right? And he's like yelling to let him go, and I see his fingers all bent back, and I remember letting go. Jumped out of the off the ground, jumped on that chair, started typing on the computer, and he changed my meds. But he had to take an act of God uh, in order for that to happen, which it happened the way it did. You know, Still I don't remember what happened. I don't know how long his fingers were bent backwards, or what went down, spiritually, if something was told to him through me, or what the case might be. He's never spoken to me about it. What happened uh, when his fingers were bent back? He never has never spoken of if I said something to him or if something happened to me. The only thing I know is that he changed his medicines, and ever since then, he's been watching over me. Uh, when that happened, he was just a regular doctor. Now he's in charge of the facility where I go, and he has said those things to me, which are rebuked in Jesus Christ's name. And then I told him, after he said that to me, I said, "You were the one that changed the medicines to me, if I'm correct." But I didn't say what I remembered when I came to. How his fingers were bent back or nothing like that. Right? But I'm more sure he remembers that event. I know, like 2 years ago, he tried to give me a hard time. He was coming at me in a negative way. I don't know if they get paid to do that or what, but luckily my wife was there that day and she backed me up. He didn't know that I was married. He thought that I was still, single. And, she vouched for me, the things that were happening to me. Echoing a little bit. How about there? Is that better? I lowered. I hope y'all can hear me there now. If you can hear me better, give me a thumbs up. We got a cousin Jesus Carvajal here. How you doing, cousin? Oh yeah. No, it's like you remember uh, of all the things that you go through, especially when you're going through something. You remember if doctors treat you like crap, or doctors treat you good. No, it's just you got a good memory. You remember everything play for play, right? Sorry to hear that you can sleep, Primo. Uh, I don't know if I can add people on here. I don't know. I don't know how to do none of that stuff. But yeah, it's like he's older now. You know, then in 2011, I was probably like 42, 43. He was younger. He's older now. The doctor. He's from India. Okay, cousin. Good evening, brother Chuperes. How you doing tonight? You're welcome, brother. So basically, what I'm saying, is I'm getting older. I've seen some of these doctors get older too, that, that have been treating me through my ailments that I acquired from serving the United States Army. Some of them come at you in a positive way, and then some of them just, I guess it depends what day it is. You know, sometimes they come at you in a negative way, yelling at you like you're a kid. Uh, but that's what normally happens when there's other elements, other forces working around. It's trying to see if they can find a spiritual opening to mess up your love foundation, how you are as a person, how you radiate the love out. That's what they do. Amen. But there's something that I've witnessed. It's a matter. Uh, I don't have nothing against that doctor. I think last time we were talking about peanut farms because he's from India, and I told him when I worked in Austin uh, that I knew some guys are from India on the peanut farms and in India, and then he told me he owned peanut farms in India also. So no, peanut farms is they're very popular over there. They grow peanuts in India, and they're used for many things. Uh, the peanuts are used for, I guess, oils and different things they can make with it. But it's kind of like one of their number one uh, source, like for food. It's kind of like sometimes some doctors, you know, they wouldn't take the job seriously, so they don't look into the history of what you've been through, where you've been at. Uh, they don't look into that kind of stuff. Uh, so when they come at you, sometimes that someone will come at you in a negative way uh, because they don't want to do their job. They'll say things like, "If it doesn't look like a duck, walk like a duck. It's not a duck." And then I said, "Well," I look at the doctor and I said, "Well, then what kind of fucking duck is it?" That's what I tell the doctor. Even though they're meaning it in a negative way, right? I've had doctors like that. Uh, yeah, I had a female doctor that she just started going off of me big time, talking about uh, people like me make this world bad because of what I did in combat, what I did in war, blah blah blah. And she said, I'm gonna look at all your records. I'm gonna find something on you, blah 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 blah. Just going off on me. I said, well, ma'am, I'm just here to tell you that I don't appreciate you coming at me in a negative way, uh, disrespecting me, how you're disrespecting me, and all the things you're saying about me. So this is going to be the first and last time I'm ever going to speak to you. Because as soon as we're done with this appointment, I'm putting a complaint on you. Uh, you can't keep everybody happy. I guess we could call her a Karen. She was a Karen. You know, literally a Karen, just going off for no reason. And I try to be respectful. The woman, but sometimes as disrespectful as she was, sometimes you have to be straight up with them. And I told her what I was going to do, and I did exactly that. File a complaint, and I told them I don't want to ever see her again. Keep her away from me. Uh, Send me to another doctor. We can send you to the main doctor. Okay. He was trying to go off on me, because they back each other's up. But then I set him straight. Sometimes you have to be straight up with him. So I look at tell him I'm just come here for my appointment. That's it. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Sister Morgan. Thank you, Runner. So those are the things as a veteran that we go through. Like one of the things that that he asked me was like, "Do you want me to do blood work to see where your levels are?" And I was like, "Is that a myself?" I'm like, "Is that a trick question? I mean, you're the doctor. I'm just a patient." And I was like, "Well, so what do you want to do?" Then he asked me again. I said, "Do you want me to check the levels?" I said, "Go ahead, check my levels because I'm taking the medicines that I'm how I'm supposed to be taking them, so I have nothing to hide from the guy." So when he was telling me that, it felt like he was trying to, you know, make it seem he wanted to stick with the old dosage of like about a year ago. And I said, no, uh, go ahead and do the blood work. You could, I mean, so he could see that I'm taking the meds like I'm supposed to be taking them. So, I never got a call to find out what the results were or what, but so he could get it out of his mind, so he don't think that I should have said that I'm not taking the dosages that I'm supposed to, and that's why I wanted him to see that I'm taking the dosages uh, well how I'm supposed to. I mean, regardless, the doctors are getting paid. Right? Well, I asked me a trick question. You're the doctor. You say, hey, all he had to tell me is like, look, I want to check your levels. I'll send you. You can get your levels done. That's all he had to say. And I would have said, sure, okay, doc, no problem. How you doing, Smurfy? Rainwater, how you doing? I don't know if you're running through doctors like that, but it's kind of like playing freaking Jeopardy. When I go see my the doctors at the VA, it's like, what do you want me to respond to? I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean, they're the doctors, right? All you got to do is say, look, I want you to do some blood work. Sure, no problem. It's like I got to do blood work anyways today, so go ahead and put in for the blood work to make sure that the levels of the medicines that you're giving me are within my system. I'm more sure when he checked that and they've seen that it's the bar, he's like, oh man, he's taking the medicines, you know. I see. I mean, if the medicines are working right, and I'm telling him, yeah, it's helping me. Then when he asked me about the levels, I said, well, shoot, just do blood work. It's not like I'm not taking the meds I'm supposed to. I'm taking them exactly how I said I was going to take them. Check the levels. And the levels are going to read. That's why he probably never called me. Check the levels, and he's like, oh shoot, he is taking the medicine. You know, like I don't have nothing to hide from, from the doctors there. I'm more sure they check for other things. Uh, if I smoke, if I do drugs, if I drink, or whatever, everything is clear. And I'm staying away from all that kind of stuff. But the only thing I didn't do today or yesterday was work out because of the vein where they took the blood out right there. Gotta let it heal at least for a day before I get back to my workout. But yeah, that's how sometimes we get tested out spiritually, brothers and sisters. Could be a loved one, family member, friends, complete strangers. That's why it's important to attend the Love Foundation because you're able to use the spiritual gifts of discernment to see what the real deal is, to see right through the individual that's in front of you coming at you a certain way. You're able to see spiritually, to be able to identify if there is an unseen enemy within that individual. Uh, some of the things that I like to say, somebody's coming at me in a negative way for no reason, say, God bless you. I'll see whatever's there, move out of the person. I'll say, I love you. You know, whatever's there moves out of the way. But when I say God bless you, whatever's in the person takes off, and then the person is back to normal, and they'll say, "God bless you," right back. That's one of the things I told the doctor when I left. I said, "God bless you." He didn't respond to it. Then I looked at I guess he had a person that was under him there, like training, and I said, "God bless you," and she said, "God bless you too." So he didn't respond with a "God bless you." I don't know what he believes in. He's just from India, maybe, and something else. I don't know. But wax on and wax off. Murphy said they had a workout, wash and wax a truck. Yeah, that's a pretty good workout. Yeah, my leg was hurting some after that appointment. Uh, but I got tired. I was tired, feel like drained. But I am thinking of start doing cardio again, going for walks. The only reason I had stopped doing cardio is because, like, every time I try to go for a walk, something was always happening. A complete stranger would come at me with a unclean spirit in them. You could tell they had an unclean spirit in them. So I actually would have to stop my walk, then pray for the individuals or type on and rebuke whatever's in the individual. So it's kind of like I stopped me from going for walks. Not that I was afraid of what was encountering. It's just uh, when something like that happens, you prepare yourself, of course, to be prepared daily. Sometimes your energy gets drained. So when your energy gets drained a little, then you feel tired. So it keeps you out of that the mood swing to want to do something, stay physically active. But once I get my toe fixed, I want to go back to doing cardio. Try to build myself up to lose some weight. If I can get down to 220, I'll be a happy camper. Right now, I'm up there. I weigh at 258 right now. But I do work out daily. But things like that has always happened to me, like I said, all throughout my life. Yeah, I'm at 250, I think it was at 258, 59. I've been like that for about 3 years, 4 years. I'm used to it. Uh, they never tell me nothing. They never told me nothing about that. Uh, I do take medicines for a lot of things, cholesterol, high blood pressure. Uh, as you get older, uh, diabetes, a lot of different things that I take medicines for. Well, this is some people don't believe in Jesus Christ. That's why they look that way. Sister Katie still says that she's got a dog named Barney. So hopefully you get a call back from the vets. We'll keep Barney in prayer for the vet to be able to identify what's wrong with your dog, Katie. That's good, cousin. You're down to 230. just need to start. The first step is to take the first step of working out or doing the cardio is to take the first step. You know, that's but like right now I can't do that. So I have a procedure being it's going to be done next month on my toe. So it's kind of like I can't wear tennis shoes because I feel pain on that toe. So I got to get a procedure done through the VA this coming month. Once I do that, I got to let it heal. Then I can start implement my workout. Yeah, I remember, cousin, when I want to go visit you. Uh, you pretty heavy back then, and I'm glad that you've gone down to 230 pounds. That's good. Yeah, we have to stay physically active and take care of our body. If we don't take care of our body, who's going to take care of it for us, right? We have to do something about it. Sometimes it's things that you eat can affect you a certain way, so you have to be careful. Watch out for sugars. A lot of how should I say, pasta can make you gain a lot of weight. Fast food restaurants can make you gain a lot of weight. So I know for a fact that I need to start watching out what I eat. But sometimes it's like going out buying food at a fast food restaurant is cheaper than going buying food at the grocery store. Because by the time you buy something to cook, the meal is worth it costs more than what you can pay at a drive through. It's crazy. I'm thinking about going old school, sticking to potatoes, beans, and some rice. But rice is pasta, maybe some veggies, you know. Costco hot dog. uh, I'm kind of like a victim of the Mexican restaurant, the drive-through burritos. You pay, I think, like 6.50, or it depends what you put in it. The burritos is they're good. They're good, but they put on weight on you. uh, I've got shrimp burritos, fajita burritos, chicken burritos, carne guisada burritos, tripa burritos. Uh, I like the tripas fried, so it's kind of like yeah, it can be very addictive. Uh, Menudo, barbacoa, burrito, uh, pastor burritos. You know, sometimes buying a burrito is cheaper than buying the meal. You know, the meal probably costs you like $13 when you can just put it all in a burrito with a giant tortilla. You know, and same thing that then give you some chips with some salsa. I'm kind of addicted to the 7-Eleven. They give you the rewards points, and sometimes they give me the free drinks, and the hot dogs pretty cheap there, and the taquitos. But yeah, menudo. I haven't eaten menudo in a while, but I just found out that they have tripa burritos. So for about 2 days, I've eaten back to back tripa burritos. So I got to be careful. Birria, yeah. Sometimes I like getting those skillets, the parrilladas. They have fajitas, shrimp, chicken with sauteed onions and peppers, jalapenos. You know, And there's this restaurant that we like going there on Thursdays. We can get like a 5-piece steak, finger steaks with fries or onion rings for about $5.99. You know, which is pretty cheap, and it's pretty big. It's this restaurant that's right across the VA, or it's kind of like more of a like Mel's. What was the name of the show back in the day? Mel's Diner. Eat my grits. Remember that show? Who remembers that show? Mel's Diner. It's kind of like that. Yeah, chicharrón. Uh, I eat it. I like eating. You just gotta watch out for the cholesterol with those chicharrones. You know, like the tripa ones that are the fried. Anything dealing with fish, I love too. You know, shrimp, any kind of fish, calamari. When I was in Germany, I'll be like, eins calamari bitte. Uh, I order calamari, it come with a little sauce, just a couple of pieces of calamari, or I will order the eins gyros, pita bitte, gyro, and one that had gyro. They wouldn't put that much gyro in it, but it was a gyro plate. But there was a restaurant I would go to when I was in Germany. I was only 19, where they already knew who I was. I just walked in. They would sit me down in the same chair, in the same table. They bring me a complimentary uh, drink of wine. I drink it, and I could see the lamb where they got it, and they're cutting the pieces of lamb and frying it for me. Then we bring a big old pita like that with a leaf and nothing but meat, sauteed onions on it with a special sauce, and I would tear that up. That was the closest thing I could get to eating something that was tortilla like, which was a pita, and something close enough to fajitas, which was the lamb meat. You know, uh, when I was in Germany, the mark was lower than the dollar, so I had a blast over there. Rhoda, what are you talking about? Cause you said about Rhoda was the name of the show. You talking about Mel's Diner, where you have Flo, girl named Flo, and she say, "Al, eat my grits." Had Alice. What's the name of the other the skinny girl? I can't remember her name off the top of my head. But Rick and Mel was mean to her all the time. Does anybody remember the show? Y'all too young to remember that show. Mel's Diner. What was the name of the other skinny girl that was always scared of? I know it was Flo, Alice, and what was her name? I can remember her name. It was three waitresses. Does anybody remember the name of the third waitress? One was Flo, one was Alice. I can't remember her name. Weeks. I can't remember her name. She was skinny. I think it started with a V. Just can't remember her name on top of my head. I'll let you know. I'll look it up real quick. Uh, I'll Google it. Let me cheat. Okay, here we go. Okay, the witcher's name was Alice Vera. Vera was the skinny one I was telling you about. Started with a V. And Flo. Just for the names. Alice, Flo, and Vera. I knew it started with a V. That was funny as hell, that show. I used to watch it just to hear Flo say, "Eat my grits." That's the She was the one that stood out the most from all of them. Yeah, yeah. Remember seeing all these shows. I think Kojak, Telly Savalas came out of one of the episodes one time too, if I remember correctly. Telly Savalas came out in a lot of war movies before he had the show Kojak. Yeah, Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, uh, Chachi Loves Jody. Yeah. Uh, then you had there's a lot of shows that I remember. Simon, Simon and Simon, uh, Remington Steele. Uh, there was another one that had. That's where Bruce Willis started. His career was on TV. What was the name of the show he used to come on? Anybody remember the name of the show where Bruce Willis, Moonlighting? There you go. I didn't have to Google it. He come out in Moonlighting. Yeah, Hunter. You had uh, Greatest American Hero, V, but the reptilians. I think that's where a lot of people get that from the show V. Oh, I seen some reptilians. So yeah, you probably seen it in the '80s on TV, or you probably seen it in the Land of the Lost. The reptilians they were like dinosaurs with big old black eyes. Yeah, $6 Million Man. Uh, you had the Bionic Woman. Yeah, there was an episode that I liked where he entered another dimension because he was dealing with a witch and he was getting messed up there. He had no powers there. And, then you had that other show, Quantum Leap. That's like later on. Quantum Leap was pretty good. Star Trek, all the Star Treks, all the Trekkies out there. The Flea Stag, yeah. Land of the Lost, yeah. Knight Rider, Wolfhawk, yep. Wonder Bug, yeah, I remember that show. Um, Three's Company. Oh shit, I hit you with that one. Who don't remember Three's Company? The 18. Three's Company was popular back then. It's when you had Knots Landing, Dallas, uh, shoot, Dynasty, the plane, the Love Boat, Tattoo, Fantasy Island, the plane, boss, the plane, the Ropers, yeah, Golden Girls. I remember watching this show. I think it was called Ko, not Kojak. Something. It was about a reporter. I just can't remember the name of the show. It had this guy named Jack. He was a reporter. and they would show it at nighttime. And he was always running into monsters, into like vampires, werewolves. I just can't remember the name of the show. Does anybody remember the name of that show? He was a news reporter, and he was always capturing all these monsters. Like he would get placed in situations where there was monsters like vampires, werewolves, mummies, and I just can't remember the name of the show. The Benny Hill Show, Walton, uh, a bunch of old shows. How you doing, Overbuilt? Golden Girls. Let's see what else. Barney Fife, Hawaii Five O. There's so many shows. Yeah, the Incredible Hulk. Yeah, the Love Boat. The Love Boat. Na-na-na. Wonder Woman. Uh, Batman and Robin, or the Batman. Yeah, I remember Spider Man, Captain America, Gilligan's Island, Miami Vice, Charlie's Angels. Oh man, I remember Charlie's Angels. Let me see if I can remember their names. Farrah Fawcett. What was the other girl's name? I can't remember the other girl. I just knew Farrah Fawcett. Charlie's Angels. Yeah, Jacqueline Smith, and there was one named Sabrina. I can't remember her name. Yeah, Mission Impossible. Uh, uh, Get Smart. Remember Get Smart? And everybody's coming up with all those shows from back in the day. Yeah, Quantum Leap, Miami Vice, yeah, Highway to Heaven, uh, Little House on the Prairie. Those were the shows. What was the other one? There was another show that was dealing with cops back in the day. Yeah, It Is Enough, E Hall. Um, yeah, Andy Griffith Show, Columbo, yeah, Beretta. Remember Beretta? Uh, yeah, yeah, Beverly Hillbillies. You had what's her name? The comedy show. I Love Lucy. Um, she was real popular for years. The Three Stooges, Little Rascals. Uh, what's that actress that had her own show on TBS there for a long time? Trying to remember Carol Burnett. There you go. That's what I was trying to say. Carol Burnett. She was pretty popular. Carol Burnett show. Danger where I was in Lost in Space. Oh yeah, the Dukes of Hazard. Yeah, Bewitched. I Dream of Genie. A lot of westerns, Some is Chaparral, Bonanza, a Gunsmoke. Uh, you had the Different Strokes, uh, Monsters, the Monsters, yeah, the Addams Family, uh, You had the different strokes, and then you had what's the name of that guy? They live in a high rise. The Jeffersons. The Jeffersons. Outer Limits. Tales from the Crypt. Yeah, Webster. Silver Spoons. Uh, Saved by the Bell. Which is the one where All in the Family, uh, where they lived in a, they had a janitor that was, yeah, the Fresh Prince. Somebody with a janitor. They had a janitor. I think they were called. They had a janitor that was in the show, and it was a woman and two, two girls that lived in an apartment. I just can't remember the name of the show on top of my head. Snyder. There we go. Yeah, uh, yeah. Who's the boss? Family Matters. All in the Family. Which is the other one? Man, there's so many shows. Magnum PI. Yeah, Family Ties. One Day at a Time. Yep. There you go. Yeah, I think somebody said Golden Girls. Uh, Out of This World. Yeah, the TV shows that changed so much since back then to now. You know, there's so many channels that can keep you preoccupied. You know, watching movies. Like you can look up anything up now. Uh, Somebody said Mr. Magoo, Monkey Wet Brewster, yeah, Doctor Who, yeah, Doogie Howser, uh, Alf, Alf. Remember Alf? The one with what was the show with Bigfoot called? That was one when they had a Bigfoot in it. Yeah, Leave It to Beaver. No, it's a General Hospital. As the world turns. Yeah. There you go, Harry and the Henderson. That was the name of that show. Uh, Mork and Mindy. I don't know. It was what's the name? Growing Pains, Night Court. Yeah, so many shows back in the day. Silver, Bigfoot, and Wild Boy. Uh, Captain Captain Marvel. There was a show used to be called Boo. They show nothing but either scary movies or King Kong Godzilla movies. It would come out on Saturdays. Elvira, I remember their head. Uh, they had old TV shows. Uh, Wyatt Earp, Seven Brides, or something like that. I don't know. Doctor Shrinker. Yep. Yeah. Cisco and Pancho. Remember that one? Oh, Cisco. Oh, Pancho. Yeah, Rifleman was Chuck O'Connor. It still shows the Rifleman. Uh, yep, man. It was on for a lot of years. Hmm. And of course, you know, the Green Hornet had Bruce Lee in it. Lasted for a year, I think. It's Kato. Bruce Lee was Kato. Uh, there's another one. Uh, Kung Fu. Hello, little aggressive. Kung Fu was the good one also, man. That I wouldn't. It was one of my favorite ones. The Rat Patrol. I remember the Rat Patrol. Mr. Belvedere. What was the name of the one that had the female with the crazy voice? That she was like Last Dragon. Manson. Yeah, I remember. What's the name of the girl with the crazy voice? She was like a maid, and the people that she was the maid for, I guess it was like a governor or something like that. I just remember the name of the show. It had the name of a female, the nanny. There you go, the nanny. Her name was French Drescher or something like that. She was kind of hot. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Uh, yeah, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You had no, but that's like further up. That was a pretty good series. Charmed. And everybody got a good memory here. So let's pick a topic. Let's pick a topic and see if there were shows for it. A show dealing with a werewolf. We already know a movie that was made like that of a werewolf back in the day. Does anybody name the name of the show? And there was a TV series. There you go, Teen Wolf, Werewolf, Teen Wolf. Of course, there was a Wolfman. They used to come out, black and white back in the day. And the show that was on MTV was about a werewolf also. Uh, Airwolf. Yeah, Airwolf was another show with a helicopter. Sorgini. Um, a show dealing with vampire. Anybody? Somebody said it earlier. The monsters had a vampire. The monsters had a werewolf. They had a Frankenstein in it. Somebody said the old man with the eye patch. Lone Wolf and Cub. The old man with the eye patch. Let me look at, see, I can remember the name of the show that I used to watch. Do y'all remember it? There used to be a show called Night Gallery. You ever remember that show? Show like scary episodes. The Night Gallery. What it was. It will come out on TBS. Yeah, the Monster Squad. There we go. Uh, okay. The guy's name was called Kojak, as in Kolthak, and it was a series that came out in 1974, 75, only lasted 1 year. The name of the show was called A Night Stalker. You remember that? A Night Stalker. It's about a reporter. I used to see that one at nighttime. Remember, y'all forgot one guy. Remember Cannon? Cannon, the big old fat cop. How about Sidekick? I know which one you're talking about, but that's not it. The Flintstone Danger Island, Monster Squad, the Banana Split Show, Hanna Barbera, Frank Cannon. Yeah, there was one that somebody was. It was called the Fat Man. Remember that? I think they called it the Fat Man. I guess the Fat Man. I think there was a show called the Fat Man also. Let me see. I don't know. You had the Twilight Zone, the Outer Limits, Night Gallery, Outer Limits. You remember Outer Limits? There was one that came out. Yeah, it's called Outer Limits. That Albert, the Black Sheep's Swamp Man. Yeah, Tales from the Crypt. Talking about TV shows. But there was a TV show. There was a show on HBO, I think. Tales from the Crypt. Tales from the Dark Side. That was a series also. Uh, I'm gonna hit you up with one that I remember. I just don't remember the name of it. How about remember that show that had dinosaurs in it? Y'all remember that one? Uh, there was another one like that. They used to come out on HBO. Uh, yeah, I think it was called something Rock. Something Rock. You had like some furry creatures in it. I just can't remember the name of the show. I think it was called Rock Castle. I can't remember. Something Rock. Yeah, the Land of the Lost. Uh, Tarzan. Tarzan was on for a long time. Oh, come on, Primo. Grab your walk. There we go. That's what I was talking about. Electro Woman and Dyna Girl. But Tarzan was a long running show. Uh, for it was on for a long time. I used to see it all the time. Yes, Sesame Street. I remember Mike Hammer, MacGyver, the Fall Guy. They just made a movie of the Fall Guy. Have y'all seen it? I've seen it. Pretty good. Pigman and the Sea Monster. I remember that show. Uh, It is enough. Uh, the Partridge Family. I'm hitting y'all up with all that. Partridge Family. How about this one? You forgot about this. How can you forget about this one, guys? The Monkeys. Remember the Monkeys? They were the monkeys. Perfect strangers. How about Taxi? Remember Taxi? With some buddies. Yeah, I remember with some buddies. Too close for comfort. Yeah. That female, the blonde, came out in Too Close for Comfort. Oh man, that's all I gotta say. Uh, what's that other show they had? What's her name? Before Pamela Anderson came. You know, what was the show that Pamela and the guy from Knight Rider came out on? Baywatch. Baywatch. There you go. Baywatch. And what was the name of the other female that he was like a news uh, KRP in Cincinnati? Remember that one? WKRP Cincinnati. Welcome back, Hada. That's where John Travolta started his career. Sanford and Son. Home Improvement. Remember Home Improvement? Uh, there was a show with the guys that did some. He was dealing with science, and there was this Kelly Brock was the girl that come out in there. I just remember the name of the show. It was two teenagers. Weird Science, I think. That's what it's called. Weird Science. Yeah, a lot of shows. We haven't even said them all. We only said some of them. Which is a show they had the guy Cameron named Cameron that would come out that he left the Hollywood business and became real religious. What was the name of the show that he used to come out of? His last name was Cameron. I think his sister played in. that other show with the twins, the Olsen twins. What's the name of the show where the Olsen twins came out in? Anybody? Anybody? Oh yeah. Where's Chico and the Man? Yes. Renegade. Yes. Years of Blood. Family Ties was it? Yeah, that was it. Full House. There we go. Candace Cameron. Her brother used to come out in Family Ties. And we've missed a lot of shows. We're not even gone through all of them. So let me give everybody a round of applause here. That's those shows were back in the day. They say something funny, you hear this. Remember that? Comedy shows. They say something funny, you just hear laughing in the audience. I'm talking about Power Rangers, yeah, show. How about Ultraman? Oh shit, we want to go old school? Let's go old school. Ultraman, Spectre Man. Um, there's so many cartoons. Thank you. Voltron, yeah. The Speed Racer. Uh, and everybody's going to park on Bugs Bunny. Yeah, Lord of the Rings. We're talking about shows that came out on TV. Air Bears, the Smurfs, the Littles, uh, Winnie the Pooh, Snoopy, Looney Tunes. Yeah, Plastic Man, Star Blazer, Rainbow Bright, Dennis the Menace, Snort. Somebody said the Flintstones earlier. Inspector Gadget. Yeah, a lot of cartoons, man. Jabber Jaws. Going old school, yo. I'm old school. Let's go old school. There was a show we used to be called Deputy Dog. You remember that? Felix the Cat. Mighty Mouse. He-Man. Donald Duck. Daffy Duck. Um, Space Nuts. I think it was called Space Nuts, wasn't it? It was a guy that looked like Skipper, and I think there was a guy that kind of looked like. I think he might have been him that came out in the show. Uh, let me look it up. I'm thinking it was called Space Nuts. Space Nuts, Space something. I can't remember the name of the show. Buggy. Disney, Walt Disney used to show all those cartoons on Saturdays. There was a show when I was growing up called Perros Colindas. It was a guy dressed up as a lion. Captain Planet, yep. Chipmunk. And everybody's into this. Betty Boop, uh, Popeye. Heckle and Jekyll. Oh man, I'm hitting y'all with something y'all haven't mentioned. Heckle and Jekyll show. Woody Woodpecker. Let's see. Woody Wood. Woody Woodpecker. Yeah, my two dads, my three sons. Yeah, I remember Shazam. So this is Chili Willy. Funky Brewster. Pronghorn Leghorn. I don't think Foghorn Leghorn had a show. Not that I remember that he had a show. Yeah, the Pink Panther. In the Maniac. They had a Tarzan cartoon also. You all remember there was a Tarzan cartoon. It's like there was a Tarzan show. I think there was one the Ren and Stimpy, Samurai Jack. A lot of cartoons, man. Too many cartoons. A lot of them made it to the movies. They made movies out of them. Tom and Jerry, Catamount. I remember that one. TJ Hooker, Beavis and Butthead. Uh, Secret Squirrel, Underdog, uh, Droopy, Cheers. So many shows. The one that was pretty cool for the time frame was V, where there were supposedly reptilians or whatever. It was always eating the rats in the shows. You know, when the movie V came out, or the series V came out, it was crazy. Battlestar Galactica. Uh, what was the other guy named? Starbuck. Remember Starbuck? Battlestar Galactica was a good show. Scarecrow Miss King. Yeah, I remember that one. Bungalows, Dexter's Laboratory, Inspector. Uh, what's the name of the show? Stingray. I think it was called Stingray. We had a guy with a Corvette. Uh, the other one with that old man that had the brown jacket. He was like an investigator. I just can remember his name. Babylon 5. 5 versus 5. The Inspector. Smurfs. And we're talking about all the shows, and most of these people, they're gone already, man. Uh, like most of the cast of Gilligan's Island is gone already. I think there's only one person that might still be alive off the show. Most of the people of Three's Company are all gone except Janet, still alive. That's for Hire. Remember that one? Trying to remember the name of that guy. He come out in a lot of movies. The one with the brown jacket. He was kind of like I remember his name. Yeah, it was the Renegade. There we go. Yeah, we said the Love Boat already. Star Trek. Uh, that was on for a long time. Somebody said gummy bears. The Honeymooners. Yeah, the Gong Show. I remember the Gong Show. John Ritter. Which company are you talking about? Hollywood Square. Uh, and I got y'all going tonight. I got you on your stove. And all these old shows from back in the day. So, uh, I'm trying to remember the name of the show. Uh, that the guy was a lawyer, and he was a guy from Barney Five. I think there was a show called Barney Five. What's the name of the show? The Matlock. There you go, Matlock. Uh, Murder She Wrote. Forget them. Agnew and Lacey. Yeah, Andy Griffith came out another show called Matlock, but he was a lawyer. He was always solving cases. Yep, Walker Texas Ranger. Flipper. I remember Flipper. There was one about a seal also. Flipper. Uh, Lassie. Lassie, Benji. Oh man, any more dog ones? We got Lassie and Benji. Anybody remember any more dog shows? Lassie and Benji were pretty popular. Lassie, the Max Headroom show. Yeah, everybody's searching on their Google right now. So let me look up shows from the '80s. New York Undercover. There you go. Renton 10 was another one. Another dog show. Renton 10. Oh, yeah, I remember 21st Jump Street. That's where Johnny Depp started his career. For those that don't know, that was a popular show back then. Uh, Keenan Top. I said Benji already. I said Benji and Lassie. Beethoven. But that was a movie. Beethoven was a movie, wasn't it? I think they made it a TV series also. Beethoven. Remember the movie Cujo? That's crazy right there. Yeah, Mr. Ed. About a cat show with cat. Garfield. Uh, My favorite Martian. Yeah, remember that show? Uh, yeah, so many old shows from back in the day that I'm forgetting some of them. There was one where it was about a female that was a secretary. It was an old show, pretty popular show. I just remember the name of the show. Yeah, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I don't think it's called Sabrina Things at all. It's called. It was the name of a. Is it Sabrina Explains It All? It wasn't a name, different name of the person. And Nancy Drew Mysteries. Yeah, and we're missing a lot of the shows uh, names. Mama's Family. I just remember the name of that show that he was dealing with secretary and her boss. Uh, it's from I think the '60s or '70s. Yeah, Roseanne. About what's his name? Captain Kangaroo. What is it? Two's Company. Captain Kangaroo. Yeah, I said all. There's still a lot of shows that are out there, man. Oh, Gomer Pyle, yeah. I remember Gomer Pyle. There's a lot of old shows dealing with the military. The ones where they're in the submarines. You all remember that one? The No Show, where they would go to port to port. Just remember the name of the show. Hogan's Heroes. There you go. Hogan's Heroes. I said Captain Kangaroo Primo. And we're talking about all kinds of TV shows. Uh, let's talk about Richard Marx, Falcon Crest. I remember Falcon Crest. Oh man, McHill's Navy. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about too. Mc, McHill's Navy. Dallas, Knots Landing. No, I probably missed a lot of shows because I could only catch the regular cable TV, so I probably missed a lot of other shows that were on in different channels. Nikita, remember Nikita? She was like a spy. That was on USA for the longest time. Nikita. Uh, the guy from Evil Dead, he had a show on TV too. Wasn't it called The Cisco Kid? That's what he was called, I think. The Cisco Kid. The guy that played, what's his name? Bruce. Uh, remember his last name. I think we had a show called The Cisco Kid. Yep, I remember Soap, Dragnet, Thunderbird. Days of Our Lives. As the world turns. Uh, Young and the Restless. That was the other property. Yeah, we named quite a bit of shows tonight. Over we're just having fun, going back to memory lane from all those shows from back in the day. And I know we haven't said them all. Yeah, we've forgotten a lot of them. The Prince of Bel Air. I don't think nobody said that one yet. That show was on for a long time. Uh, the Mickey Mouse House Club, or the Mickey Mouse, where it had young Britney Spears. a young Christina Aguilera and a young what's the guy's name? He was there in that show. New Kids in the Block, New Kids in the House, or something like that. Stargate. Yeah, yeah. They had Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, a young Christina Aguilera, and another character, another person. Yeah, the Mickey Mouse Club. When they were young, that's where they started career. Uh, the Abbott and Costello show. So many shows. Big Street. We talk. Yeah, we're having fun tonight. You know, so we gotta keep a brain active and start remembering things. You know, to keep you reminiscing, right, of the past of what you can remember. Uh, yeah, like I said, we haven't said all of them. But yeah, the work from the sun. Yeah, Father knows best. Leave it to Beaver. Somebody said leave it to Beaver earlier, I think. Uh, let's name some of the TV shows where they had an audience. Like, for example, Maury Popovich, Jerry Springer, uh, Oprah. Quite a bit of TV shows over the years. They have guest Sally Jesse Raphael. I remember her. What was the other one where she set up a guy and the guy was gay and the other guy got mad because he embarrassed him on TV and he wanted to go kill him. What was the name of that show? Of that lady that used to run the show and she got canceled because of that. Rika Lake, the Jenny Show, I think the Jenny Show. That's what it was called, the Jenny Show. Her name was Jenny. I remember the Rika Lake Show. Uh, Geraldo, Geraldo Show. And they got in a fight. And the chairs were flying around and broke his nose. Uh, what's the name's dad had a show, the Morton Downey Jr. show. No, it's a Morton Downey. Yeah, Morton Downey Jr. show. Arsenio House show, Johnny Carson show, uh, David Letterman show. Yeah, Donnie, the Phil Donahue show, Oprah, In Living Color. That was funny as hell. Yeah, Jerry Springer. Yeah, I'm doing great. The Ellen DeGenerate show, the Flying Nun, the Mary Tyler Show. That's the one I was thinking about. The Mary Tyler Show, way back in the day. 227. I remember that show. Was in a show called, I remember the name of the show, the Richard Bates Show. But in saying that, brothers and sisters, I hope y'all having a good time reminiscing the good old times. Um, you know, Johnny Quest. You remember Johnny Quest? Everybody going old school. Somebody already said the Honeymooners. Let's see, R54, Home Improvement is another show. Um, Wild Kingdom. I remember Wild Kingdom. Uh, oh, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Yeah, Lunchpad. In saying this, we're talking about all the shows, from TV that we remember. Is there any like there are certain shows that I remember that there were certain messages within the shows that I can kind of resonated to the messages. Reading Rainbow, I remember that one too. When I'm dealing with the spiritual aspect of things, the one I to this day I remember, and it's dealing with no fear, will be that show Lost in Space that I spoke about the other day, where there's a little ghost. Will sees a ghost and he gets scared, and it's inside their spaceship, and then the ghost grows, and he gets scared again. He gets bigger and bigger, and the ghost starts scaring all the people in the crew. You know, it gets bigger and bigger till it gets bigger than the spaceship. You know, and then Will finally makes a stance against it. He said, "I'm not afraid of you no more." And the ghost starts getting smaller and smaller and smaller and just disappears. Uh, I can resonate to that. Uh, that's how we're, there was a message of all the shows. that Lost in Space had, that one right there is a one that we should all follow, which is do not be afraid of what you're witnessing or what you're seeing, because that being afraid, fearing it, is a spiritual opening that whatever is there can gain ground. You know, but that's what resonates to me out of most of the shows that I will watch was that moment. Yeah, about any war movies that y'all remember? Uh, Platoon, war movies. Patton, JBU, yeah, Night Court, Full Metal Jacket, war movies, more war movies. Anything dealing with war. You know, somebody said Mash earlier. Somebody said Rat Patrol. Uh, there's been a lot of war movies throughout throughout time. Hamburger Hill. Somebody said name movie, and I'll hit the button. In the Heat of the Night. I remember that show. War movies from back in the day. Any war movies from back in the day that anybody remembers? Somebody said Platoon. Yeah, Wolverine, Rambo, uh, Missing in Action, Chuck Norris. Did y'all know that Chuck Norris is making another movie at 80 years old? They call him to make a movie. He's making it. I've seen the previews of it. He's 80 years old, and he's making another movie. He's dressed in his camouflage and everything. Heartbreak Ridge, Delta Force, Navy SEALs, Big Red War, Saving Private Ryan, Black Hawk Down, Cat, Dirty Dozen, Reservoir Dog, Under Fire, Dog Soldiers, Red Dawn. Yeah, it's been a lot of movies already said Platoon. It was a good movie. Predator. How about Starship Troopers? It's dealing with aliens, but it's still dealing with war. Good morning, Vietnam. Here you go, Robin Williams. Iron Eagle. I remember that song. I remember that movie. Iron Eagle. Wasn't there a movie dealing with? Wasn't it dealing with a naval ship? Uh, it had Sean Connery on the movie. I just can't remember the name of the movie. Oh, here you go, Top Gun. Highway to the danger zone. Memphis Belle. There you go. Sean Connery. But we could say all the Rambos is dealing with war. Red Scorpion with Dolph Lundgren. The Expendables. Oh, which is the one with the head? What's the guy's name? The guy that played what's his name? The Universal Soldier. That's a good one. Oh, trying to remember the name of the guy. The guy that plays Iron Man. So he came out in the movie dressed as a black man, pretending to be a black man. You all remember the name of the movie? You good man? Yeah, Tropical Thunder. Yeah, Heartbreak Red. Keep on coming. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Sniper. Yeah, a lot of war movies over the years. Hacksaw Ridge. Uh, here let's name a couple of western movies. Well, I know we're going a little bit out of character here. So we're doing the show tonight, but we're having fun right now. That's them with a wolf. Yeah, that's one. Westerns dealing with cowboys or Indians. Wind Talkers. I remember Wind Talkers. Oh no, Wind Talkers deserves a good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah, Western. So that's more like cowboy, very cowboy movie. Fly Boys. Yeah, good, the bad, and the ugly. All the John Wayne movies. made. Of course, the Lone Rangers, one of them. Zorro would be considered something dealing with the Mexican Wars because that's what he was fighting. Zorro was fighting the Mexican army. K-19, Ina Road. So many movies. Yeah, so many movies. Yeah, today I'm just relaxing. You know, every time I go to a doctor appointment, it's like I don't know what to expect. So it's like I go to it, knock it out, come back home and relax some. They normally take do an INR, take out blood, get me some rest. Starting to stone. D-Day. Wolfhound. I was gonna make a short reel of when I'm on top of a ridge. It's like it's pretty steep in the distance, and you can see me way up on top. Where I shared the story where I get shoved from up on top. I got a picture of when I'm up there. Then I have the pictures of when I came tumbling down, which I'm all bruised up all over my body, bruises on my shoulders, on my arms, on my legs. Uh, and I was thinking about making a show reel of that, but then I said, you know what? Maybe I should not make a show reel of it. It's something that happened a long time ago. I just thank God that I was able to recuperate from that. But I have the picture of where I'm at up on top. I don't know if you'll want to see something like that, because you can see me way up there. I look small on the picture, wearing like a white shirt. You can see me way up on top of there. Joe Ryder, Gunsmoke, Wyatt Earp, Rifleman. But we're talking about movies. Uh, I remember growing up, I used to go to this theater called Texas Theater, and that's all we see sometimes on Saturdays. There's nothing but cowboy movies. They would either show cowboy movies or karate movies, like Bruce Lee movies. On Saturdays, it was like I think like $1 matinee, and we'll be there all day. We were a small town, and we had like three movie theaters and a drive-in. We had the Texas Theater. We had Del Rio, and we had another one called El Rey. We had Tombstone. That was a real popular movie. Yeah, and there's just a close up that I could get out of it because I cropped it because it was in the distance. But I do have a short reel where it's literally moving, but the sun was already setting, so it was kind of grainy because the sun was already getting dark. 100 free returns. Any gunplay. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Uh, Giddy up to all those movies that are being sent. Let me see. Let me count them. I see one, two. Yeah, that's a lot of them. Let me see. I got something here for variety movies. Oh, shit. The Fury. I think that was the name of a tank movie. I think it was called The Fury or something like that. It was dealing with a tank. I just remember the name of the movie on top of my head. The Beast or something like that. Cat. Yeah. Clint Eastwood. He come out a lot of movies. A lot of cowboy movies, war movies. Telly Savalas come out in a lot of war movies. The Magnificent Seven. Fistful of yeah. Remember that one? Uh, when I was after the war, after Operation Desert Storm, they got some conics, which is like big old metal long things. They cut holes on the side of them for nighttime, and they would put a like a big TV in there. So we just gather our chairs and sit down and watch the movies. Uh, one of the movies that I've seen out there was, since we're talking about cowboy movies, I'm surprised nobody said this movie yet, was Young Guns. I seen there. I seen a replay of the Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas. Oh no, that's more like when he lost to Buster Douglas. It's on the replay of that. I saw Friday. After next Friday. I seen see you can remember this movie. It's a movie with the guy from Lost Boys, the main character that was the main vampire. He came out in the movie with man, what's her name? I don't remember the name of the movie, but it was dealing with something where They were seeing something in their dreams, and everybody was getting attacked in their dreams. It was dealing with some kind of medicine or something like that. That their worst fears were come to them. I just can't remember all the characters, name of the characters in that movie. But that's one of the movies that I got to see out there in the desert. I just remember the name of the movie. Let me see if I can find it. I'll let you know. It is Monster. Oh yeah, the name of the movie that I seen, it was with Kiefer Sutherland. You had Kiefer Sutherland, uh, Julia Roberts, Kevin Bacon. Yeah, had a lot of characters in it. It's called Flatliners. You all remember that? There's only a couple of movies that I've seen because we were in the front line, so that's what we got to see. You know. Then after that, like after a while, they sent us back to well, I wasn't in the States. I was in Europe. I went back to Europe. And from there, I went back home for a couple of months. And then when I got back to Germany, they deactivated our unit and they sent me to the States. Yeah, we went from talking about the enemy within to talking about movies. You know, sometimes you have to be have a little bit of fun, right? Uh, but movies just part of our life. Right? Movies, shows, TV shows, uh, events that happen in real life. They make them into movies, right? That's what they do. Ooh, static, static electricity noise going on here. So sometimes when you're out there in the middle of nowhere, uh, stuck for months in the desert, when you're in combat after the war, you try to stay, uh, maintain your sanity, and wish, just like we did here tonight, to talk about certain things in our lives. One of the things is about movies. Uh, another thing, not just about movies, will be foods that we like to eat. You know, you're like, I can't wait to get back. I'm gonna get me a hold of a big, fat, juicy burger and tear it up. The hell no, I'm gonna go to the Mexican restaurant and eat me some fajitas. You know, when you talk about things like that, just reminiscing. Uh, I'm a lieutenant. He was stingy as hell. His mother would send him cookies, homemade cookies. I'm talking about a trash bag full of cookies. and he was always eating them in front of us. He wouldn't offer the crew anything. We're a 4-man crew. He was just eating them all the time. He had already went through 2 trash bags of eating them and never offered anybody nothing. My friend was like, "Hey, if I get something, I'm gonna hook you up with it." So one day, I got tired of him teasing me with the cookies. That evening, uh, we were working on the tank. The mechanics were working on the tank, and I went to the cooks, and I got a popular list movie. I got a case of milk. I took it to my crew, and it was just me, my gunner, and my loader. And I said, "Look, we're gonna teach the lieutenant a lesson. This is the last time he's gonna be teasing me with no cookies." Grab his trash bag that had cookies, and we ate them all. They're like, "What we're gonna do? What we're gonna say?" So what we're gonna do? We're gonna say is the mechanics got in there to get something out of there, and that we drove. That he probably fell off, no, fell off the tank. So that we go back to Alpha Alpha. I see the lieutenant coming with his flashlight because he's got the sweet tooth. Opens up the toolbox and he's searching and searching. He's like, I'm pretending I'm asleep. And he says, "You see us? You see what happened to my cookies?" I said, "What do you mean, sir?" That there, the bag is not here. I said, "I don't know, sir. All I know is the mechanics were messing with all that in there. They pulled stuff out of there. I don't know, and then we just drove over here." I said, "Not unless it fell over." And after that, so we ate all the cookies. Uh, when he would get a bag, he would share it with us. No, we just had to teach him a lesson, man. It's like, come on, man. We're here as brother in arms. I got your back, you got my back. We're here in a combat environment. Where's some of that the sweetness? Where's some of that those cookies your mother made? I mean, he was a lieutenant. We had to teach him that he's got to share because we're out together in the tanks. So we're kind of like a little family, right? Brother in arms. Got to share. I didn't even care if it was half a cookie or a piece of a cookie. Something better than not sharing at all. But I think he learned his lesson. I mean, I can talk about it now. I mean, he's not like he was going to do nothing anyway. I know he was pissed, but hey, it is what it is. And them cookies were good with the milk, man. We finished the whole case of little milk with the cookies. I mean, he literally got cookie like we wasn't even there out there that long. He started getting cookies from his mother, sending them bags of cookies, 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 cookies. But gotta teach him a lesson. Like, hey, share with us, man. Don't be teasing us with stuff. I had nobody to send me anything. The care packages. I mean, you could send them. They could ship them for free or whatever. But I was never receiving anything for anybody. I was trying to stay just focused on the mission. He was getting cookies all throughout the duration we were out there. Yeah, but we did that to teach him a lesson. You're supposed to share with the crew. You know, we're the ones that got your back. Yeah, things go crazy, right? If he hears this video, yes, it was me, LT, it was Sias. Yes, I'm the one that came up with the idea. I said, you know what? Let's teach him a lesson. He needs to share. He ate all the cookies. I did it. being in a combat environment just drove me crazy, and I had to eat the cookies. I did it. Sorry, LT. I hope you learned your lesson. I think you did. But you started sharing after that. It was my idea. Don't blame Boucher or Pont. My idea, sir. I was your driver. I drove for you on the tank. I drove for you on the Humvee. I hope you share now. Know that you learned your lesson. You learned to share with people. That turned into the cookie monster out there, man. Yeah. No, you would grab the cookie and the way he would eat it, savor it, and he would take his time, like eat the damn cookie, but he wouldn't share. So I had to eat it. I had to eat the cookies. Sorry, that's what happens when you don't share. Yeah, and some of the care packages, that's what they're called, had all kinds of stuff in them. Toothpaste, toothbrushes, uh, candies, drinks. People were sent from the states. A lot of the people that were supporting us sending those care packages. And it helped out a lot. It would bring morale up that the people were caring that way. Because we're out there, there was nothing out there to buy any toothpaste or anything like that. The only thing we had was to last us is whatever we packed in a duffel bag. Uh, I didn't even smoke, but I bought like 3 cases. I mean, 3 boxes of Marlboro, right? And I just had them in my bag. I said, if something happens where we're not getting no supplies, for example, smokes, people start spazzing out and they want to fight because they don't got to smoke. I'm gonna hook them up. So I waited till people they run out of their smokes, start acting crazy, start trying to fight amongst each other because they don't have cigarettes or caffeine in their system. So after seeing them for a while, I'm like, yeah, I got some smokes. So who wants some? And everybody was coming. And it's like, I'll give you some, I'll send you give you a money order. I'll give you some money for it for a box. Yeah, I'm gonna share it with people, and that someone gave them money for a box of cigarettes. Uh, the one that got it for free was my platoon sergeant. I hooked them up with a free pack of cigarettes, and I told them, smoke them wisely. You have to take little puffs, make it last, because the only cigarettes we were getting was cigarettes from over there from uh, Saudi Arabia, which were rolled up white, but there wasn't cigarettes. It was a form of tobacco, and some of those suckers had little bugs on them. So as they're trying to smoke it, little bugs are climbing the cigarette. Uh, those people over there, they smoked kind of like, what is it called? Those things that have the pipe sticking out. And they smoke that. That's what they'd be smoking. I don't know what they put in it, the vaping something. I'm not a smoker. Like, there was enough smoke out there already from the burning oil wells that you couldn't even breathe at nighttime. You put on your wet weather gear, and your wet weather gear be black because the smoke that's up in the sky and falling down, and it makes your wet gear black. Your color green, OD green, and it turns color black. There's black all over the tank and stuff from the burning oil wells that you couldn't breathe. protective mask, seal it, and go to sleep with it on, so I can get fresh air. Because if I didn't sleep with a sleeping bag, I mean with a sleeping mask, my lungs would be hurting. That's why I didn't even smoke. It was a pretty bad situation out there. Imagine when you're out there in an environment like that, you don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know that you're going to be in a war or in a conflict. I mean, you know, there's going to be some action. You just don't know when it's going to happen. And when it happens, you know, you just becomes first nature. You got to do what you got to do to survive. And all you have is memories, right, of what you've been through. You see my minerals back there in the cases. A lot of minerals everywhere. The ones around my neck, in the drawers here, uh, different minerals that I collect. Now, there's certain trolls to say that minerals are people that practice witchcraft and all this stuff. It's not true. Uh, there was a priest that used to wear uh, minerals on their body, on their garments for protection from spiritual battles. I was just sharing a story with y'all, brothers and sisters, for those that here are tuning in on Spiritual Encounters. We went on a movie spree, TV spree, uh, but the bottom line is this: you know what I was speaking about, what this show was supposed to be about is about how can you witness the enemy within somebody. That's the way you can ID it is through a love foundation. The reason you can ID it through a love foundation is through the spiritual gifts of discernment. The enemy has to identify itself to you through spiritual law, where it might say something to you. It might be within a person. It might have an attachment. They say something negative towards you because what's in them knows what you're about spiritually. That's how I'm able to identify the enemy, spiritual enemy. It's not that it's the people. It's just sometimes people have spiritual openings. And what you do is pray against whatever's in them. You say, God bless you. If it's a family member, say, I love you. Or you can say, I tie bound and rebuke in Jesus Christ. You leave that person alone. It'll flee away. It'll leave. Leave the person alone. The person probably don't even know what you're talking about when you tell them, God bless you. And they're like, oh, God bless you too. I've witnessed that a lot. But that's how the unseen enemy uh, an idea through people in that nature. And of course, that's through my short reels that manifest out of thin air and they come at me because they know that I'm at the Love Foundation. They know I have a relationship with Jesus Christ. So they target me because they know that I do the spiritual works that I'm doing here right now in their time frame. Who's here with me? Whoever's here with me, give me a thumbs up. I'm fixing to get off in a moment, brothers and sisters. I would just like to say thank you all for tuning in here on Spiritual Encounters. Uh, I'm thinking I'm gonna place. I might place the photos. I'm not sure yet. Uh, what happened to me on that bridge? My wife was there that day when that happened. At that time, we were just boyfriend and girlfriend. Uh, she had told me to be careful up there, and next thing you know, I came tumbling down like a Humpty Dumpty. At that time, I was weighing like 278 pounds. I got messed up pretty bad. Who's here with me? I see 7 people. Give me a thumbs up if you're here. Whoever's here, whoever's here, sound up, sound up. You move Jesus Carvajal here yet? Is he still here? We got the real MMA is reporting for Diddy. Who else is here? I see 7 people. Give me a thumbs up so I can give you a gunshot salute here. Who else is here? It's real. Remo MMA is the only one that wanted to report for duty. I see 7 people, but I don't know who's here with me. I didn't say that, brothers and sisters. I say thank you for those that tune in at nighttime, here's First Look Input Encounters. Maybe one day, once I figure out the equipment, I have the capability to go live off my phone also, off my cell phone. But for right now, I'm doing it here. I have my equipment set up right here beside me to the left. One day I'll figure it out how to do that. I just need to buy me a certain cable. Because with a cell phone, I get more color on it, more color. Looks, I think, a better picture than the one I have right now. But in saying that, I just want to say thank you all for those who come in tonight. Uh, have a blessed evening. Good night. God bless y'all. And a good morning. Peace out, everybody.